Hey, it's Sammy and Natalie here, and welcome to the Anxiety Compass, where anxiety isn't the enemy, it's our tour guide. We'll swap stories, share tools, and have a laugh while we find our way back to true north. Come along. Hey everyone, welcome back to episode 3. This is our third episode now. We're becoming pros.
I know.
Absolute
I
pros.
can't believe we're already at the third episode.
I know. Well, we haven't actually looked at them, so hopefully they're recorded.
Oh gosh, don't say that.
That's all right. We, take each day as it comes, right? So
Exactly.
if you missed our last episode, we're actually touching base on what the anxiety compass is. And we have shared with you what true north is, the east being the chemical and nutritional roots, west being the emotional roots, south were the physical roots. And we're going to be tapping into the midpoint ones. So quite often when you look at a compass, you think never eat soggy wheat bix. Have you heard of that saying before? Or am I sounding like a weird person?
Yeah.
Whenever you
are, but yes, no, I have heard.
East. Oh, sometimes I think in my head the sun rises in the east, and I get that from a Red Hot Chili Peppers song. The sun may rise in the east.
Oh yeah,
another way that I remember. But between each of those points, I know, right? My brain goes in weird places. Is the sections in between, and it's not a matter of just whether it's physical, emotional, or chemical. There are other things going on. And we're going to share those with you in this episode, which I'm very excited about. Now, Shall we do northeast?
Let's do northeast.
Northeast. So this one in particular, I find is, it works for men as well, but more so for women. And this is the hormonal roots. The fun part of being a woman, right? Yes. Especially when they're out of whack. So when it comes to anxiety, I get anxious just before my period. I always have, always will. And it's just part and parcel of that for me. I know
I used to as well.
When I was a little girl, when I hit puberty, I had puberty very young, when I was 10. And that contributed to, I believe, early onset panic attacks. Everything was out of whack. And perimenopause, I've just turned 40, Nat, and I'm on my way to the fun perimenopause stage. So that can cause a lot of emotional.
That's really, really common in women going through perimenopause. They've been fine, and then this onset of anxiety. It's for women are like 40, anywhere between 35 and 50, basically, where you could go into perimenopause. And all of a sudden, it's like, what's going on? Like, why am I anxious all of a sudden? Why am I not coping with life all of a sudden?
I know. And that sort of stems from, so when you're young and you've got all the eggs and you're doing all the things, all of your wonderful hormones and even some they come from your ovaries. A little bit comes from your adrenals, but as your ovaries start to shut down, you're relying on your adrenals to do all the fun. And so many women that enter perimenopause, their adrenals are busted from the amount of
absolutely, 100%.
So we're not producing things like progesterone and estrogen, particularly progesterone, to calm us down. And so
it's like our calming blanket.
Yeah, exactly. And so we get the PMS and the panic and so that's going to be a fun one to touch base on. So if you feel like it's the northeast for you that your compass is pointing at, you may notice things like anxiety spikes around ovulation. I do get anxious around ovulation in my cycle, but also just before I get my period as well, specific times in the cycle when your blood sugars are all out and you're trying to look for every chocolate bar known to man. It's not great. Mood swings is a big one, and irritability. Do you still get like mood swings? I do. I do, especially when you live
Um,
with three boys.
yeah, well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
yes, that that's a lot.
Teenage
Um,
boys.
I do sometimes. I mean, I'm 56.
Hmm.
I actually had a hysterectomy when I was 37,
Yeah.
because I had fibroids and adenomyosis and like a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So, but I still had a cycle because it was only a partial hysterectomy, so my ovaries were
Doing all the things.
preserved.
Yep.
Um, but I would still know where I was in my cycle as far as
Mm.
mood goes. And I do
Yeah.
sometimes still find if I'm really yeah, really irritable and just not coping,
Mm. Yep.
and my moods are swinging and I'm like, ah,
Yes.
I'll stop and go, okay, what's going on? I'll go through all of the checklist. Am I eating? Am I sleeping? Blah, blah, blah. But then sometimes it's like, I also now look at the moon cycle and it's just
Yes.
like, oh, where am I? Because a lot of the times as women, when we've stopped having a cycle, when we
Yeah.
go into menopause, a really lovely way is to connect in with the moon cycle because we are so in
Lovely.
tune with the moon because we are, a large percentage of our body is water. So, of course, we are affected by the lunar cycle. So I then look at where I am, where the lunar cycle is. And it's like, okay, this is what's going on.
I love that. And I want to do a
Yeah.
whole episode on that because I actually I haven't taken the pill. I took the pill when I was young to help balance out my menstrual cycle,
Yep.
the old pill. And
Yeah.
I took it till I was about
Yep.
22, and it made me crazy because my body couldn't methylate the synthetic
Yes.
hormones
I was
circulating.
exactly the
They
same.
made me crazy.
Yeah.
And that was
Yep.
like full on, like I was a mega bitch. Yeah, let's just say that. And
I was
apologies to
I was the I
anyone that
was
knew
the
me.
teary, soppy. I couldn't cope with anything and would burst into tears
Oh, and you
at
could
everything.
feel the heat rising in you, and it was just
The
anger.
tension and yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I just wasn't
yeah.
for me. So I haven't been on the pill for
No,
a very long time, and I'm very connected to my cycle. And I often actually plan my life around it. I know
yes,
that my fatigue and all the things will set in just before. Types of food that I eat and stress can impact on the way I feel around that time of cycle as well. So yeah, that's definitely one that we're going to tap into. So I was saying mood swings
yes,
and irritability, feeling teary, like you said, you were getting emotional, ragey and flat for no reason. And a big one that a lot of women will resonate with is trouble sleeping. I get a little bit of insomnia before I get my menstrual cycle, and also
yeah,
regulating your body temperature. So I get
yeah,
hotter just before my cycle, like I get really hot. And
yeah.
sometimes if I know that it's my period, it makes me less anxious because I know it's a normal process that's happening.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing
Yeah.
is that understanding our bodies, what's going on, and yeah, it can
Yes.
allay that
Give you the
anxiety.
answers. Exactly. Exactly. And so things that I do, I'm not sure what you do where you're at in your time of life, in your wisdomhood.
Yeah,
I actually track my cycle and my symptoms. So I know it relieves that anxiety, like I said, knowing that it's something going on there. I support my blood sugars and protein intake, particularly around just before my
mm,
menstrual cycle. I try not to have too many high histamine foods and things that will set me off because my
yeah.
estrogen's so low and my serotonin's so low, which helps with digestion. Oh my gosh, there's so many tunnels we can go down here.
I know, right?
Um, you can get herbs and nutrients to help, particularly nutrients because we're nutritionists. And speaking kindly to yourself, because when you know it's your hormones, you give yourself permission to just know that you're not going crazy. You're just taking on too
Absolutely.
much right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a really important thing because I mean, so many. I mean, I used to, and I see it all the time with women in my clinic.
Mm.
They come in and they say, "I think I'm going crazy." It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, hon, no, you're not.
We're all the
Your
same.
hormones are going crazy. Your body is, but you're not."
Yes.
The big distinction there.
And it's so good, I find, to be able to give that gift when they come into your clinic to help them see that. I've just spoken to 10 other women who can't sleep. They're waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning with hot flushes and they aren't coping. So you're not alone, right? It's the
Exactly.
conundrum of the world and the life that we've built. We were supposed to all retire in our 50s, don't we? Wasn't that the old
Oh, I
retirement
think
age,
so. Or
55?
maybe not 50. Yeah, actually, it might have been
Maybe
55.
years ago.
Gosh.
Was it
60?
75 or something? No, what is it now? I don't even know what it is now, 65.
It's in the 70s. I think they are talking about
Oh,
it.
we're going to
I
work
think they are
forever,
talking
apparently.
about it, pushing it up. Just
Yeah.
recently talked
Why?
about
Why?
increasing the age.
Oh, so with that one, it's sometimes it's not you, it's your hormones hijacking the wheel and it's taking your compass for a lovely ride away from your true
It is a
north.
little spin.
Yeah, a
Whee!
little spin. So yeah, that's definitely
A
something
little like a
you
roulette.
yes. I know, right? It feels like that some days. Flick,
Yeah, it does.
what's it gonna be today, guys?
Yes.
So let's travel northwest on the compass. Now, I'm trying to picture that. Northwest is sort of down on an angle that way. Yeah.
No, northwest. You got
We're facing up. Maybe it's
oh
the way you're
yeah.
looking at
Yeah.
me on the. I don't know. But anyway, Northwest is environmental. Environmental is the N silent. Environmental. It's got
Environmental.
the word mental in it. Isn't that interesting? Environmental roots. So think sitting up on your screens, all
The
all of
doom
them all the
scroll.
doom scrolling. Oh, that can make me feel
Oh,
anxious after a while because it's not normal for the body to be doing that.
no, that is probably my biggest trigger these days for
Mm.
anxiety. It like really
Yeah, and the big companies have made and developed them like poker machines, so you get addicted and you can't break away from your phone, and it's not good.
absolutely. It's that dopamine hit.
Yes, the
That
dopamine that your body
fake
loves.
dopamine hit.
It's a comfort thing that's gotten out of control, and unfortunately, anxiety is inside our body thinking more, 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 and then all of a
Mm.
sudden it's too much. Um, then we've got clutter. So I get anxious when my house is very cluttered, messy.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
a
100%.
big thing for me. I
Yep.
often find that's the first thing I do when I walk into a house and I feel overwhelmed. I clean my kitchen and all of a
Yep.
sudden I feel
100%.
better. Isn't that
I
funny?
know. It's really funny that you mentioned that when because that was the same with me when I was married. This is back when I was like really, really unwell with severe panic disorder, anxiety disorder,
Mm,
agoraphobic, couldn't leave the house.
yeah.
My husband could walk in the door, and just by looking at the house, he knew what sort of day I'd had.
Yep.
If I had little piles of stuff everywhere because I would try and do things to keep myself busy and feel like I had some sort of purpose,
Yes.
even though I couldn't work, I couldn't
Avoid the
leave the house.
emotions.
Yeah, and he if he could see little, projects that I'd started all around the house and the kitchen's a mess,
Yep.
he'd say, he'd know straight away, you've
Yeah,
had a bad day. And I'm like, yeah.
exactly.
But
It's
yeah,
fun.
I mean, it's a known thing. I mean, that's in feng shui as well. Like,
Yes.
a messy environment creates a messy brain, messy
Exactly.
emotions, and vice versa. It
Oh,
goes
I
both
love
ways.
it.
It's
I love it.
bi-directional.
Isn't it interesting? It's like I don't know if you ever watched Friends. Monica cleans when
Oh,
she's feeling
hell,
anxious.
yes,
That's me.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the way I am. And often I've had people come over and they go, Your house is so clean all the time, and I'm like, well, it's not really a people pleaser thing. It's my mental health
Yep.
feeling calm.
Yep.
My office is a mess because I share with my husband. He's a bit of a clean person too, but he's got so much going on at the moment and it's creeping into my space and I can feel that over there, but I'm not looking at it.
Yep.
But clutter's one, toxins is another one. So think things don't not so much in foods, it's more of a chemical thing, but I'm
Oh,
thinking the things that we're breathing in or even the electromagnetic fields. I mean, we don't know
yep.
what that's doing
EMF.
to us, let's be honest.
Yes.
I'm
100%.
sitting here in
Absolutely.
Wi-Fi at the moment, and who knows what that's about.
Yep. And also the toxins we're putting on our body and what we use in our home.
So yeah,
our cleaning products, our personal care products, they can have a huge, big impact on our hormones.
Yep. Yeah.
And on our detoxification, on our liver, and which,
all the
as we'll
things.
go into depth as we go along, that can create anxiety.
Yeah, it definitely can. And environment also for me is the company that we keep and the
100%.
noise, like
I was about to say
in
the
the
noise,
background.
even music. I mean,
Yeah.
there's studies showing that, and I used to use this all the time. If I could feel my anxiety rising, I would go and put on some classical music
Mm.
because it literally changes your brain.
Oh, I love
So,
that.
yeah, if you're listening to,
And the
or if you're in an
smells
environment
too.
where there's a lot of noise going on, I mean, just think if you're at home and there is a constant noise, like just say you've got a building site nearby. So
Yep.
there's that constant noise going all day. You just find that you naturally start to feel a little bit anxious, a little bit
Yeah.
stressed in your body because we do. Yeah, environment is, yeah,
It's a big
the
thing. The
sounds around
rainforest
us.
makes me relax. The
Rainforest,
smell and
yes.
we're meant to be outside too. I mean,
We
sitting
are, we
inside all
are.
the
Our
time, like,
society, we
yeah,
live and work
not getting the
inside. We are
sunshine.
so, yeah, vitamin D.
And as I said, the company we keep, I've had a lot of women in my clinic who they've been all for, making changes and growing and learning and listening to the podcasts and doing the self work and their partners haven't gone for the drive and they've been quite negative and not wanting to
Yes,
follow what they're doing. And not that I want to
yes.
poo-poo on people's partners, but sometimes that can
No,
cause
but
a lot of anxiety as well, being
yeah,
around
and
someone or
friction.
even a bully in your office, like someone who's
Yep,
bullying you.
yep.
But it's sometimes it's not getting rid of that person, but working out how you can be in
No,
that
no.
situation. Yeah.
Exactly. It's being able to understand how to respond rather than react to other people around us because we often can't change our environment. We can't change the people around us, as you said, but we can change our internal environment as to how we respond.
So with the environmental roots, there's definitely so many episodes we're going to do based on that. And another one for me is living in a house full of boys. And I came to you for some
Mm,
Reiki healing, and
you
it was just
did.
too much testosterone in the environment for me. And so Nat had me getting myself some flowers and putting on some candles and just doing things like that because I know that we can live in quite a masculine world with the pressures of do, be, more, and that is not a great space as well.
Yeah, I see that a lot in pretty much every single female that comes in for Reiki. They're in their masculine energy is dominant because they're trying to protect them. Being able to connect back in with that feminine energy, definitely.
So if environmental roots are for you, you might notice things like feeling anxious when you're busy and it's noisy or a messy environment, or maybe you feel really drained after listening to or being in a certain place. I know that's happened for me in the past. Certain people have it's just they're stuck in this negative mindset and that can just drain you after you want to be there for them, but if you're doing it 24/7 trying to rescue people, it can be so
Yeah.
draining. It can make you feel quite anxious because you just feel like you're not doing enough for them or for yourself.
Sorry, just on that other point, I think it's also important to understand whether you are an extrovert or an introvert.
Yeah.
Because again, around the people, like if you're an introvert, you get depleted around people. Doesn't even have to be negative people. It's just a lot of people drains your energy. It's not a bad thing. It's just the way
Yeah,
your
that's
system
true.
works. So then being able to go home and having some silence,
Oh, that's
nurturing
so good.
yourself,
That's me.
that's the way introverts nurture themselves and boost back up their energy. Because I know I'm an extroverted introvert. I think you're the same, mate, aren't you? You
Mm.
know,
Yeah.
we're on and we're able to be extroverted, but I need that quiet time to replenish my own energy.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you because I've got the vacuum in the background, but I'm sure it was amazing what you just said.
You can watch it on the
Like trying to
replay.
read your lips, and I'm like, huh? hair.
Yeah, just watch it on the replay.
I'll re-listen to it.
It was gold.
But yeah, that I'm sure I agree with what you just said. Let's just go with
You
that.
do. You do.
Sorry, it's quite loud out there. We've been trying to record podcast episodes for a while now, and every time we go to do it, something happens. So
yeah,
we're just going to keep rolling with this, guys.
Yeah.
Another thing is if you find yourself constantly on your phone scrolling, like drawn to that can be self-soothing, but also creating more anxiety. The brain buzzy feeling, like feeling buzzed, that can be obviously a feeling from being overstimulated, and then sensory overload as well, and difficulty focusing. Quite often I feel like I'm in the wrong zone or overwhelmed. What I do, and you can give some pointers around this. We'll just touch base on this, but I actually reduce the amount of screen time. I put boundaries in place around my phone, particularly at night. And then I make sure that I get outside in nature, whether it's on the weekend or during the week. Like you and I, if we catch up, we'll make sure we get a cup of coffee out. Well, not coffee, let's be honest, I don't drink coffee. But matcha out in the area of low stimulation, changing your house to have those beautiful smells and calming noises. If you're listening and you're thinking, I can't do that, I've got a house full of kids, working out what you can do. You can get noise cancelling headphones, and there's
just little things. I mean,
tidy one space in your house.
I always have flowers every week. I go and buy myself flowers, and I've got my oils diffusing. Something simple like that.
Yeah,
doesn't have to be expensive or big.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and putting it somewhere where the kids aren't going to knock it over.
And being mindful of who you let into your energy field, because we're all connected. And I know that I've got a beautiful friend who she's very, she won't answer a call from someone if she's not in the right frame of mind. She'll just let it go to voice message, which at first I thought, how rude. And then I thought, I kind of get that. Obviously, if they keep ringing back, she'll answer because it's something urgent. But sometimes
I do that.
Yeah.
I do that now.
Yeah.
I gave myself permission to not be on call for everyone all the time.
I know. We never used to be. We got too many alarms going off. So your environment's constantly talking to your nervous system, and sometimes it's actually screaming. So that's definitely one thing there. We've got two more to get through. I'm just being mindful of the time. So do you have any more you wanted to talk on that one?
No, I think we've covered it pretty well.
Yeah, there's just so many things that can make us feel anxious. And again, anxiety is not a bad thing. It's just your body telling you something's out of balance, right? And we need to listen to it.
All right, that feels like a good spot to wrap this part up. But in the next episode, we'll move on to the next two compass points together. So grab a cuppa and come back and join us. Thanks for joining us on the Anxiety Compass. If you loved this episode, share it with a friend who needs a little laugh and a lot of calm. We'll see you in the next one. Keep following your true north. Disclaimer time. Sammy and Natalie may be clinical nutritionists, but we're not your personal doctors. What you hear is for learning and laughing, not diagnosing or prescribing. If things feel bigger than you, call your doctor or local support line, or reach out to a qualified health professional. They've got your back too.